This the book of Second Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning, so like even from even from the big even from the beginning, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonderful and powerful works, endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby he believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Lord Imla, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. A great millstone rule well, and a great example to the younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing this edifying lesson is another edition of Measure Thou the Time Diligently in itself. And let's get into it, man. You know, Lord willing this edifying, because we coming into the end, man. And hey, it's evident according to scriptures what the MOTB is, and that's what this one going into. This Measure Thou the Time Diligently. So Lord willing this edifying, and Lord willing is edifying. Matter of fact, I'm going to get this. This Revelation chapter 14. Uh, I started at 6. It reads, And I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, in every nation and kindred and tongue and people. And that's talking about the nation of Israel. That's not talking about everybody. Because when you go into that kindred right there, it's going direct. It's speaking directly to the nation of Israel. And Esau know that when you go into the blue letter and look at the etymology of that word, saying with a loud voice, "Fear God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come, and worship Him that made heaven and earth and sea and the foundation and the fountains of the water." And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she has made all the nations drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast, which is this system, the beast is NATO and the EU, and this fourth industrial revolution that they finna come with, the new system that they finna set up. Well, the beast is NATO and the EU. Ultimately, the international bankers who running all these countries, man. You know, the NATO and the EU, America. It say, and the beast ultimately is Esau, Edom's whole little rulership. You know, that beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns. You know, the revised Roman Empire. You know, and Russia is not a part of that beast, but Russia still are the Edomites. You know, they are part of the beast. They the bear the feet of it. as a bear. That's the part they but the dragon with the 7 heads and 10 horns, um, Russia's not a part of it. But this beast system, let's keep going. It's a lot. It say them saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, going into this system, and the image is the system, the beast is the actual NATO and the EU. This Edomite rulership of the earth, because Esau is ruling the earth. It say and receive his mark, which is that MOTB, which is the charagma, the RFID, CH to the I to the P, man. What we finna go into, and receive his mark in their forehead or in their hand, shall 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 drink of the wine of the wrath of God Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of her torment, when basically it's going to the destruction of Babylon. I ain't got to get all that. The point being is, hey, you can't receive that mark, which we finna go into. So Lord willing is edifying, another addition to measure out the time diligently. And like I say, if you receive that mark, or worship this system, worship worship Esau rulership, which if you do those things, you're gonna receive that mark willingly. Hey, the Lord you gonna drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, pour it out without mixture. So let's get into it, man. Whatever you do, repent and do not take this. What we finna go. I mean, what you finna see, man. Do not agree with this devil, man. Death is better than agreeing to this, man.
During a new interview, billionaire Elon Musk said that his Neuralink company hopes to start implanting brain chips in humans sometimes next year. Kind of intriguing, but I don't think I'd get the first one. I mean, you remember the iPhone 1? Exactly, You get the first chip, and in 3 years, everybody will be like making fun of you. You got the one?
It's one of several massive leaps in brain science technology that is literally creating a future of potentially infinite possibilities, and also concerns about how this technology could be used or misused.
It was the viral video moment seen around the world. In April, a monkey playing a game of Pong using only its mind with the help of what's called a Neuralink. The device is Elon Musk's latest venture into a fast-evolving tech space. Tiny chips that get implanted in the brain. Sounds like something out of The Matrix, but this is not a movie.
Welcome to the real world.
Brain chips are part of a revolutionary field that's been around longer.
And when you go into that word meta, they got the metaverse. You go into that word meta, or when you go into that word in the blue letter, Salakia. When you go into the word forehead, which we ain't gonna go into it, but if you look it up in Revelation 13, we're gonna get Revelation 13, but we're not gonna go into the word. If you look at the word, receive the mark on that forehead. That word forehead, it go back to the Greek word meta, is what I'm trying to say. So like that Greek word for forehead is meta, and they got the metaverse. You got all these tech giants trying to buy up all the. You got Elon Musk, he trying to buy Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg got Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. And he changed the name to Meta. Going back to what? Forehead in the Greek. Which they want to put something in your forehead, man. Make you one with got the VR, virtual reality. Make you one with machine.
You think.
Is this science fiction or is this reality?
It is absolutely science fiction that has turned into real science. What Elon Musk did with these monkey trials showing how monkeys with brain chips could control computers with nothing but their minds, the first version of this happened in the 60s.
And have you ever thought about being able to unlock your car or pay at the store just by waving your hand? Well, a body piercing expert is bringing that to the future and
Or pay at the store just with your hand. It's June. Ain't no microchip.
with the new product. Josh Sanchez is here for you with a look at chip implants.
Lanier was interested in technology, so he combined it with his love of body modification to come up with this.
I felt that it belongs in the body enhancement industry. It is an enhancement. The future will be based on it.
And Jake already got the MOTB. You know, he just scanned his hand. Let's go back. Look at him. Jake already.
To come up with this.
Jake already finna take part in the Lake of Destruction, man. I mean, a Lake of Fire. I said Lake of Destruction. Well, you call it that. You know.
Felt that it belongs in the body enhancement industry. It is an enhancement. The future will be based on it.
The implants with RFID and NFC technology can be connected to smart devices, and it can act like a virtual wallet. The implants are not completely new. Employees at a company in Wisconsin were voluntarily chipped in 2019.
I'm here at a time in life when this was unheard of, when it was just movies as a...
Yep, and that's the Jake that had it in his hand. You know, it's over with for Jake. Through.
So now to see that this is actually a thing that's happening and I'm a part of it, it's historical.
Experts predict that BCI has the potential to be a 3-point.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, in verse. I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 14, it say, and deceive them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth. You know, and the miracles that he, one was causing fire to come down on the earth, you know, with the thermonuclear destruction, different things of that nature. But also these miracles are gonna come by way of this MOT to the B, man. Be able to download languages in your forehead due to the MOT to the B being placed in your forehead, you know, and you'll be able to speak 2, 3 languages, you know. You'll be able to download music to your brain and all these different things, man. You know, you'll be able to enter into the metaverse, you know, just by thought. You know, go from reality to meta. That's they plan, you know. Esau mind is deep. Get deeper than that, man. Esau put your soul in that motherfucker and when you die you'll be able to put that chip into another vessel. You know, if you ever watched The 100, that's something like what they were doing on there. But it is what it is. We're gonna keep going and say, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image, the system, to the beast, and which had a wound by a sword and did live, you know, and that beast ultimately going back to the Roman Empire, you know, and he had a wound by the sword and and did live, you know. That one scripture I saw, one of the heads is unto death, roughly paraphrasing, but he did live, you know. I don't know what this scripture is. I may go find it, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna play the video while I look for it. But I'm gonna keep going on this. It say that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by the sword and did live, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The system that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their forehead. And that's ultimately how you worship and serve the image of the beast, by taking this thing, man, that mark of it, man. You know, bowing. Once you take that mark, you bowed all the way out, man, and made yourself one with the beast, man. It say, and receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for the number is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Which is in that barcode of it. It's in the numerical. Well, it's in the barcode. That 666 is in all barcodes, and there's also a number, a satanic number that Esau used very heavily in his Illuminati. He always throw that six up there. He always talking about six, and because he is that man. And he have a number, and it's 666.
$8.5 billion industry by 2027, according to Allied Market Research. But with great promise comes great concerns.
You're going to have to share your brain data with private companies. Are you willing to share your brain data only to have a better interaction with your nearby devices? This is the question.
What are the other ways it could be used that causes pause?
The peril of this technology, the risk of this technology is if we push too hard, too fast, you can use it for virtually anything. When we go beyond trying to help people who are struggling, paraplegics, quadriplegics, locked-in patients, people who can't.
There go those miracles. That's why Esau ain't just pushed it yet. Cause if he moved too fast, they telling it. If they move too fast, people gonna be like, nah, hell nah. So Esau got the perfect storm brewing, man. Esau deal with something called order app KO, man. He finna make all hell break loose, and people gonna be begging for a solution, man. People gonna be begging for a form of normalcy, protection, or anything, man. And people also gonna be mesmerized by the miracles that these things do. And if you pay attention to tap pay, you can get your card. It got the chip on it, and they got these little machines. It's tap pay. It's faster to tap your card on there and pay than to swipe it or to insert the chip. If you tap that motherfucker up there and pay, it's quicker, and it's more convenient, you know. So Esau, so-called white man, which is the devil and Satan, these international bankers, they preparing the people to transition on over, man. Got the tap pay. You got certain stores where you just walk in and come out. The Apple Pay and all these phone, Esau preparing the people mind for that more convenience, for miracles, causing the blind to see, the lame to walk. If I ain't mistaken, I think lame means you can't walk. The dumb to speak. Esau finna do these things. He gonna do these miracles, and people gonna be deceived by it and mesmerized, and they gonna worship this thing, man.
To improving people who are normally functioning, giving you a brain chip as an example. It's almost.
He also gonna be making super soldiers,
Downright frightening.
Engineers at Northwestern University have developed a flying microchip. It's about the size of a grain of sand and does not actually have a motor or engine. It flies around by being dispersed by the wind. Here now to tell us more about it is Northwestern professor.
Yeah, and these things are already out, man. Esau got all kind of shit, man. And he didn't get this knowledge to come up with these things of himself. The Lord gave him the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to boost up this man, to boost up this devil pride, man. Same way he lifted up Pharaoh, for that great destruction. He lifted up Pharaoh for the same reason. Same reason he lifted up Esau.
Bioelectronics pioneer John Rogers. Good morning.
Hello. Hey, thanks for having me.
I'm sure you anticipate that this makes people nervous, that it's going to be easier for people to spy on other countries, spy on us. To those people, what do you say?
And then finally, technological innovations that change the world. I don't know if you follow it closely at all, but the big concern in the U.S. right now is that China is outpacing the United States in 5G technology. And what's the thing with 5G technology? It runs everything better and faster. It's more ubiquitous. It becomes something in everything. My kids got me a pair of sneakers for I think Christmas, my birthday. Yeah, it was my birthday. And I was reading the brochure on them because my kids tell me they're really hip and they're really cool. So okay. And I find out it has a chip in the shoe so that you can verify its authenticity until you want to trade it or sell it. And I thought to myself, next time I go to the airport, I'm not wearing those shoes. But I mean, you begin to realize that everything is chipped, but who can access it the most quickly? And I haven't even touched on the issue of cyber warfare, which we're also losing at and falling behind. That's simply the greatest fear. It was just last month, a little more than 4 weeks ago, the Israeli government sponsored an international conference. They invited 10 nations, funny number, I don't know how to come 10, as well as the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and the Bank of International Settlement. They're the ones who handle all the transitions around the world, for a plan how to respond when Russia and China launch cyber warfare on the U.S. economy. How are we going to deal with that? How are we going to defend against that? We already know last week there was 6 separate attacks by the Chinese against our financial systems and many of our state governments. It's a constant ongoing thing. I had one guy whose job is basically chasing these things down and trying to stop them. He said, there are so many, they're coming so fast, there's no way we can keep up with it. They're just overloading us.
Yeah, because all this is planned, man. This is the Lord's plan first and foremost. The Lord want to chip the world. The Lord want to test everybody, man. See if they with him or with the beast, man. With Esau Edom, so-called white man, which is the devil, that old serpent, the devil and Satan, man. You know, that's why these things are going on. And Esau is just doing what the Lord want him to do. You know, the Chinese are controlled by the so-called international bankers. The Russians are controlled by the so-called international bankers. The Iranians, all these nations, man. You know, ain't none of these nations doing their own thing. They all got puppet leaders, presidents, puppets. All these mayors and all these people are just puppets playing a role, man.
Technological innovation means the ability to shut down your systems so they no longer function. So as at the same time that every government in the world is moving into a digital currency, every one major country in the world is moving.
CBDC, central bank digital currency, that's what's coming. And they're gonna crash this economy and move from the third industrial revolution to the fourth, which is the merge man with machine, man. These things are coming, man. So be ready, man.
If you read the articles, you see they're going there. They're going to a digital currency. It's happening. It's coming. As they're doing that, they're also looking at the fact that we now have this incredible vulnerability. And I know you're saying, well, what about cryptocurrency? Well, your president has just sponsored a new bill to bring that under government control as well.
And that's pretty much the point. But this Second Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, least Satan should get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices. So the elect of the nation of Israel, 144,000 and the 1/3, are gonna take heed to these words and gonna deny this place unto death, man. We're not gonna they are not gonna hearken unto the words of Esau. They're not gonna fall for his miracles, his enchantments. There's no enchantment against Jacob. against the elect of Jacob. You know, they're not gonna fall for these things and receive that mark. They're gonna get the victory over this man. They're gonna get the victory over the beast. You know, and over his mark and over his image. You know, these are the things that are coming though, man. So hey, whatever you do, don't hearken unto this man. You know, and love not your life unto death. So let them, hey, whatever they want to take, fuck this shit, man. It's over with. You know, the kingdom of heaven is here. It's near. It's after this, man. You know, and this man is falling fast, and he moving fast to try to upset prophecy, which is gonna lead him to what his destruction. But with that, Lord, when this was edifying, you know, measure dollar time diligently on the MOTB and these recent clips going into it. And that what they was just talking about is the MOTB, man. On that video. You know. It's an actual physical thing that they want to insert into you. You know, it's not an embargo. It's not sleeping with white women. It's not Christianity. The white man's religion. It is that C to the H to the I to the P. So with that, Lord, when this will edify, Shalom. Kwame Yashala, Shalom.